Let's look at this very simply and clearly. Mind is made up from thoughts, from syllables, from numbers, from words, from shapes, from energies, from taking form or not taking form. Mind is that what has the ability to look, seek, search, and serve that what it cannot know. But it knows it is doing a service, but there's nothing within mind that can know what it serves. So mind, the needy, for all good reasons, all bad reasons, wants to discover what it serves. So it searches, it seeks, it uses every infinite possibility to attain that what it's not entitled to attain. Because the joke is that mind, in its most purest state, is serving itself. Now, mind, in your intellectual way, will be taken as whatever your version of mind perceives mind to be. Consciousness, life, universe, God, existence, unconsciousness, emptiness. But it will use, and it will not, but it, and it will use whatever it has. Like the human seeking for food. It won't stop. It will not stop until something stops it. So even in the most purest enlightened experience, even when that moment when the skies open up and this voice is about to reveal itself in the euphoric, pure, tranquil love that surrounds it, it's just at that moment, this is no. No. Not even the cleanest, purest, not even the most sacred can know me. Why? Why? Because the very looking from it, outside itself and within itself, creates the problem. And the problem creates infinite possibilities to rediscover itself. None of this makes sense to your mind. So is mind the only thing that exists, whatever mind is in your vocabulary? And it's just looking for itself. Foolishly, because it has no entitlement to know what it is. Not from another, just it is. So in a more simple way, one moment life opens up and begins to grow tentacles, minds, eyes, nose. Not just in a human form, senses. Flowers, blossoms. Wow! What the hell's going on? And it's bliss. It's been freed. It's a revelation. And then what does it do? Well, it gets curious. Because everything that is alive has an ability to understand what it is and surrounds it in a very subtle way, in an individual way. So the flower eventually will know it's a flower, doesn't know the name flower, but it knows what its purpose is and what it does. You know, it's impossible to have a living thing without some sensory knowing that it exists. So what? So in one sense, let's say it's a God, something gives life to it, or it gives life to itself, and it experiences itself as this, the universe, the galaxies, the cosmos, what the names that we give it, as us, as animals, as flowers, as aliens, as stars. All of this is God. Okay? In a moment, that first primary moment, wow, can you imagine? Can you imagine seeing yourself as this? What else do you need, you see? What else does this God need? Why does it need to know what it was before it became this? What it is, even as this new birth? Or is it playing a game? Is it something spectacular? Is it something spectacular that it supersedes all livingness, all universes, all galaxies, in that powerful way? And just every day, through boredom, creates new games, new species, new ways, and lets them rot, and sometimes helps them, sometimes changes them, sometimes gets bored of them, sometimes plays with them. So there's a definite separation between this powerful one and living things. Or is it just a vibration? And this vibration vibrates enough just to give itself some sort of flavor. No beginning, no end. Master Eckhart. One sound. Jiddu Krishna, U.G. Krishnamurti. One pulse. Any spiritual enlightened being, one whole. One moment. But the question is, you have to look at yourself. Who sees this? Who comes up with these ideas? Who comes up with these experiences? Who am I? Am I consciously aware of my mind? Am I consciously aware of my body? Am I consciously aware when I'm asleep at night? Or when I'm at school and the class, the subject is so boring, my mind has died, it's not even thinking about what I'm going to do after school. There's just nothing. Am I unconsciously aware? And then that pure deep sleep, am I unconsciously aware of deep sleep? Am I unconsciously aware of death? Can I experience it? I experience it with every out breath, which could be the last, which is death. I experience life with every in-breath, a new birth every breath. But I have a space between the two breaths. I have a space between the thoughts. I have a space between sleep and wakefulness. I have a space. Is this space conscious or unconscious? Is this space life? Death? Can it be, take a side, can this space be one or the other, in or out? If it's in, it's in. If it's out, it's out. If it's neither, what the hell is it? We experience the space in between our breaths, whatever we are, as the space, as the moment, as Buddha, as Christ. Why is there a separation between the space between my breath, my thoughts, my body and my soul? Why is it different? Why is my space different from your space? Is the ultimate space, the universal space, different? Do we all have microfiches? Are we all microfiches of the universal space with different frequencies in each space? So many questions, so many ideas, so many concepts, so many books, so many religions, so many science theories. None of it is bullshit. All of it is relevant. But what is beyond relevance? What sees beyond relevance? What has a mind that cannot see good and bad? Because good and bad are just ideas. And I am not an idea. I am not conscious or unconscious. I'm not talking about this body. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about I am. I am not consciousness. I am not unconsciousness. And the mind says, well, you have to be one or the other. You have to be black or white. You have to be yin or yang. You have to be great or small. You have to be tall or short. You have to be in or out. Who the hell said? Just this mind. This mind trying to find itself using very weak possibilities. You see, life is very simple. If you have a cake, a whole cake, and you slice it up, and you put all the slices with a space between them all, and you get another cake, and this whole cake sits in front of you, and all these slices of another whole cake are in front of you. Which one is the most powerful? They hold different powers, do they? They hold different powers. The whole one is timeless. That one creates time. So what is before the cake, you see? What is before the ingredients? What is before the body? What is before the soul? The words that break everything up into that cake. The alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Everything we know is born from two sides. From nothing or everything. That's all we know. I'm either nothing or everything. God is either nothing or everything. When we try and compensate by saying, okay, let's go to two. Let's go to me and soul. That's two. So is this two nothing or everything? No, it's in the middle. So we're always looking for the middle. You see, the mind wants to tell you, you have to look for this up there or in there. Where is the middle? Where is the middle? In your body you have a middle, and right down the middle is the most important aspects of your body. The pineal gland, the spine, the nervous system, the penis and the vagina, all the things that are really emotionally connected and true and needful for the continuation of life. The brain. The two eyes, they're lopsided. The two ears, lopsided. Without the middle, without the axis of the planet, the earth doesn't spin. In fact, the earth falls to pieces. Without your spine, there are limbs everywhere. Without your nervous system, No point in being here, no sensation. Without the pineal gland, the one that sees absolutely clearly, with tranquil, that both sides are appearing different, but they're both beautiful. The stomach deciphers the food into four, what do you call it? Fluid and feces. So is the stomach only interested in the fluid, or is it only interested in the feces? Separates them. Mind is a separation tool to keep itself occupied, because mind absolutely knows. It will never discover the truth while it looks anywhere outside of itself. So the mind of the atom inside your body, is the only thing that's true to the atom. The only thing that's true to the atom. It's not interested. It'll leave this body, it'll go into the Eiffel Tower, it'll come from the Eiffel Tower into the painting. It wants to experience being all these things, or in all these different energetic frequencies. So yes, we could be time travelers and just every moment of every day in different simultaneous thousands of living forms and no forms. But these are all ideas, they're all concepts. The mind comes up with ideas and concepts. And then when that moment comes, and it says, only consciousness exists, it says it to you, whether internally, externally, whether through a profound, enlightened, out-of-body experience, or just a moment in class, in meditation, and you say, I found the truth. Only consciousness exists. And then it says, oh, you're so accepting and foolish. You say, what? You just told me the truth. Yes. So if only consciousness exists, what sees it? Who are you that sees it? Are you conscious? Are you unconscious? Your mind tells you you're a body, and the body is consciousness, and all these worlds have been made up and interpreted and formed into beliefs and reality and hopes and, possibilities. But have you found the truth? And you know that this voice is playing with you. It's going to play with you in every level, in every dimension. It played with Christ. But the Father doesn't play without. Father meaning mind, consciousness, God, absolute truth, reality, existence. Doesn't play with you. It gives you life to play alone. And each one of us is playing alone. Each one of us has ideas and concepts and minds, relationships and cultures and bodies and chapters in our life and periods and relationships and attachments and associations and hopes. And each one of us has our different game. So even though this speaker is saying there's no answer, never will be an answer. It knows that it's never, whatever, as consciousness, as unconsciousness, whatever it is, it's never separate from consciousness and unconsciousness. And when we take time, we say, well, 1 minute we're consciousness, next minute, 1 minute we're conscious, next minute we're unconscious. 1 minute we are yin, 1 minute we are yang. One life for a male, one next life for a female. Because the time that's been invented by mind is not an invention, it's just the experience is emotional, and motions emotions become emotions, and motions become emotions. So are you an emotion or emotion? Then you say, no, I'm stable, I'm centered, I'm Buddha. And then the next question comes, are you stable and moving then? And that's awakening. I don't know. I am both. I am neither. I am one. I am all. I am that. That I am. That's all I know. That's all I know. The rest, 20 minutes, proving I don't know, justifying that there's nothing to know. But there's everything to seek for. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the process. Never ending. But is it actually beginning? Is there a beginning? Is this real? Is this a dream? Is it sleep? On and on. And one day your mind will say, what the hell am I doing? You know? What the hell am I doing? All these thoughts, all these meditations, all these satsangs, all these books, all these beliefs, all these cultures, all these religions. What am I doing? And the question normally comes because the mind is really clear at that moment. Who are you? That thinks it does or it does not. Find out who you are, and you'll know. Beyond thought, beyond mind, beyond consciousness, beyond unconsciousness, beyond life, beyond death, I exist.